Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This is your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Shut It Down for Good. Shut it down for good. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. Almighty Shalom. Another mighty Shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty Shalom to you all as well. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Shut It Down for Good. And this is from an article from Benzinga. It says, Nero's looming shutdown could trigger mass layoffs, slash regulations, and deploy troops. All right. So President Nero administration is preparing for a potential government shutdown that could lead to thousands of federal employees being laid off and significant changes in the functioning of various departments. All right. It says, according to reports, if Congress fails to fund the government next week, the Labor Department could cease most activities and lay off thousands of employees. National parks would close and their staffs could face layoffs. The Internal Revenue Service phone helplines might go unstaffed, possibly permanently. Under the shutdown plan led by White House Budget Director Russell Vought, only agencies that receive funding in Trump's big, beautiful bill will continue to operate. The Defense of Homeland Security departments were the main beneficiaries of this bill, reports Washington Post. They want a smaller government. They would like to get back to a balanced budget. They think that many government programs are inefficient and actually destructive, and they are prepared to aggressively pursue every opportunity that the left gives them to reshape the government. It says the outlet quoted Newt Gingrich, the former House Speaker and periodic Nero advisor. It says, despite the looming shutdown, many Republicans, including officials from the Office of Management and Budget, believe the cuts are avoidable. It says they want the GOP-controlled House passed a funding patch free of partisan policy riders early in September. Democrats in the Senate say they won't consider a federal financing bill that does not include renewed subsidies for health insurance programs. In its May budget proposal, the Nero administration outlined sweeping funding reductions across several federal agencies. Says the plan sought to slash the State Department's budget by nearly 84%, cut more than 43% from housing and urban development, and reduce the Labor Department allocation by about 35%. At the same time, the White House requested a 65% boost in funding for the Department of Homeland Security. All right. So you see, all right, they say that they want to cut the budget, but they're just moving money to where they want to put it. All right. And they're putting it in what? The Department of Security and these different other factors, that benefit, Nero and his administration. All right. So, hey, and we understand, it seems like damn near every year, twice a year, there's always the threat of shutting it down. All right. But ultimately, we want it to shut down completely, man, all together. All right. All right. Shut it down forever. All right. And we understand the scriptures tell you that this place is going to be shut down. All right. Babylon the Great, okay, aka spiritual Sodom and Egypt. All right. Aka America. All right. The bitter. Okay. Let's get this real quick. Let's go into a couple of precepts. Lord's will, this is edifying. All right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse number 1. It says, "Woe unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." Okay, and the prophecies say that Babylon the Great, aka America, all right, is going to be destroyed. Completely destroyed. All right, let's get it. Let's go to let's go here to let's start at Isaiah. All right, let's start at Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 47. We'll start at verse 1. Right, it says, "Judgment on Babylon." It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Okay, Babylon the Great, man. Right, the daughter of Babylon. This place has many names. Mystery Babylon. Okay, modern day Egypt. Okay, and we understand, this shutdown and these different things. All right, like I said, they're all prophesied in the scriptures. Okay, so it says, "Take millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. And I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." All right, it says, "As for our Redeemer, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel." Okay, and when Yahawashi comes, right, he's coming to take down, all right, this whole system, all right, Esau's whole system, all right, and their main hub here in Babylon, all right, this place is utterly going to be destroyed, as the scriptures say, all right, and you see even right now, they can't even agree, all right, and what Yahawashi say about that? When we go to the book of Matthew, right, or Salakia, let's go to Mark 3, let's start at verse 24. It says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." And it says, "If a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." All right, and that's what you see. All right, this kingdom is divided, rightly divided. All right, to the point they're at the cusp of civil war. Okay, where they can't agree, right? Where they have to threaten, damn near every year to shut down the government. All right, to shut down, the whole House and Senate and all these different things, because they can't agree on anything. All right, and the scriptures tell you, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Okay, and we understand that this place is going down. All right, let's get Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah, let's go with 51. And let's see. Let's start at verse number 7, right? It says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahawah Bahasham Yahushua's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. All right. And this is future prophecy. All right. This is not talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about this modern day Babylon, aka America. Okay. It talks about let's see, what do I want? Matter of fact, let's go to 50. Jeremiah 50. And I want verse number, here we go. Verse number 9, it says, For lo, I will raise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. Okay, and the major enemy that's going to come up against Babylon is going to be Russia, all right, or Gog of Magog, okay, as Ezekiel, I believe it's 39, if I'm not mistaken. Ezekiel 39 talks about, okay, and their host of allies are going to come upon this place, okay, and it says, and shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty expert men. None shall return in vain. All right. And those arrows are talking about those intercontinental ballistic missiles with those nuclear warhead capabilities. All right. To basically to turn this place, Babylon the Great, into the lake of fire. All right. And it says none shall return in vain. All right. Because once those missiles is launched, hey, they're going to fulfill their purpose that Yahawah Bahasham has, which is to utterly destroy this place. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 51, and we'll jump down towards the end. Read that. All right. Hey, so the Lord is going to shut this place down for good. You know, you keep toying with your government shutdown, but ultimately, Yahawah Bahasham is going to shut this down for good. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 62. Then shalt thou say, O Yahawah Bahasham, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates, and thou shalt say, Thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Okay, so Jeremiah prophesied about Babylon. All right, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, about its destruction. All right, and when we go to the book of Revelation, it's very similar. All right, Revelation 18. Let's start at verse number 5. It says, For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. It says, Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double. Okay. Let's jump up to verse 3. Let's verse up to verse 2, Salakia. It says, And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, everybody wants to, come and live that American dream. Everybody wants to come and send their, their goods here, right? And you see what Nero's doing, right? He's throwing tariffs on everything, all right, on these places, all right? Hey, and now, these nations are getting mad, all right? And ultimately, you know, the nations are going to basically gang up against this place. All right. When you think about it, Babylon the Great's only ally, right, is Israel right now. All right. And it said the least of the flock shall draw them out. They're going to be the ones that are going to draw Babylon the Great out into, the third woe. Okay. Let's look at verse number 9. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Okay, because in 1 hour, right, this place is going to receive its judgment. All right. Hey, you want to teeter-totter on the shutdown? The Lord is going to shut it down for good within an hour. All right. Within an hour. All right. From one coast to the other coast, this place is going to be completely and utterly destroyed. All right. And what's funny is you got your boy, Speed, right? What is he? A streamer, right? He's driving across Babylon the Great. All right. He's been traveling, for I forgot how many days, through Babylon the Great, and he's sitting there, he talked, oh man, Babylon, oh, he didn't say Babylon, but this place is great. Oh man, I love this place, right? Hey, in 1 hour, this place is going to be utterly destroyed. Okay, let's jump down. It says, verse number 17, it says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all company in ships and sailors, as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off. All right, they're going to be in these ships watching this. They can see the smoke, all right, ascending to the heavens. All right, that's how much destruction Shalaki is going to be. It says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? All right. And you see, America imports a lot of different stuff, man. All right. These nations, Babylon the Great is a consumer, right? And that's all it does is consume. All right. And it imports a lot of different things. And these nations are going to be wailing when they see that this place is done, because they know that their money system is done. All right. I mean, their money. All right. Their money's going to be looking real funny when this place utterly goes down. All right. It says, verse 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, say, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. All right. So it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. Okay. The Lord is going to avenge, the children of Israel on this place, man. All right. He is going to bring judgment like no other. All right. Upon Babylon the Great, man. Okay. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and she shall be found no more at all. Okay, so hey, you can keep teeter-tottering. We understand, last minute they're going to say, oh no, we're not going to shut it down. We found some type of resolution, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, the Lord is going to shut this down for good. All right. And we can't wait. All right. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And mighty Shalom to the 144,000 men. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well to the spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty Shalom To the rest of the elect in the household of faith, man, stay diligent. All right, keep praying for one another. Continue to pray for the downfall of our enemies and our oppressors, man. All right, to continue to prophesy against, this great kingdom, right, of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, and understand that this place is utterly going to be destroyed. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, so with that, we say a ball, and shalom.